From Philadelphia to Palmyra in 1966, so I feel like a resident now. It was a cultural shock coming from a city to the country, but and shortly after I got here, I started volunteering for the library in Palmyra. It was on a tiny little street, on Chestnut Street, little tiny building, and then they finally got their own building. Been volunteering from the library. Yes, I was treasurer for a while. I read about it, and I thought it was important that people vote and they get the facts, whether, no matter which side you're on, get the facts. Make your decision. In fact, I joined a philosophy discussion group in the Hershey Library, and it's very nice to have a discussion where people are respectful of each other. They listen to others' opinions, and sometimes you change your opinion, sometimes you don't. But then you reach a consensus, say, okay, I understand your point of view. Yes, assistant businessman.
Okay.
Yes. Basically, you had to understand how the school district worked, how grants worked, did all the accounting, that type of thing, worked with the business manager. We worked very closely together, worked with the superintendent, went to meetings, worked with faculty. It was a very interesting job, and the people there were great to work. I started out at Palmyra as what they classified as a bookkeeper, and then I went to Northern Lebanon, which was about 5 before I retired. Yes, I think it's important. I belong to the Palmyra Garden Club, and that's important too. Nature is important as numbers. Well, I belong to the Palmyra Garden Club, and they plant things, they talk, they have meetings, they have people who are into natural gardening, that type of thing. So you hear what you need to do. Like lawns are not the best thing to have right now. You need some plants for the pollinator. It could be a bee, it could be a little bug, there are many things that pollinate, like hummingbirds. We have a couple fundraisers a year, and they do some plantings. If you go to the square in Palmyra, that is maintained by the Garden Club. They do the library. They do some nursing homes. They put plants outside. Sometimes they work with the residents if they want to. I like the facts. I work with numbers. So, as you said, I'm rather succinct because I work with numbers. When you look at the numbers, they tell you what you need to know. And when I first went to the library, we were having a negative budget, and I began addressing that at the meeting. Not accusing anybody, but saying we have to do something about that. And we organized multiple fundraisers. Deb Buckfelder, I worked with her. We did a capital campaign for the library. So we got out of debt. We own a building now. So that to me is how to address the facts. This is the fact. What you do about it is open for discussion. What you do is you have to take your emotions out of what somebody's saying. You have to look at what the zoning ordinances are and apply that. Sometimes you would like to say to the person, yeah, I'd love to let you do that. But if I let you do that, then 100 other people are going to want to do that, and therefore there won't be any zoning. So that's what you have to do. You try to be unemotional. You may be emotional inside, but you can't when you apply the zoning ordinances. I've had people cry. I've gotten up and given them tissues. I feel bad, but, it's the way it is. Often I found, actually, the supervisors, if we have a couple cases and they're addressing issues that most people want and they aren't going to, give you an example. You used to not be able to have a covering over your front door, okay, because you couldn't build out. Well, a number of people had houses where the rain came and hit their front door. So we gave them, they came to us and we said, yeah, that's okay, we understand your situation. It's, it won't affect the essential character of the neighborhood. We'll let you do that. So the supervisors say, wait a minute, if this is important to the people, we're going to change the zoning ordinances. So you may not suggest something, but you do suggest it in a roundabout way. It damages your door and everything. Yes, they were thinking about getting closer to the street, blocking views, not, covering your front door with a small cover.
Yeah.
I have 2 children. My daughter lives in New Jersey. She has her own business. She's a personal trainer. My son lives in Connecticut, and he did very well, and he's retired. My husband he is a pharmacist, but he's no longer practices. He worked for Rite Aid. He was a VP with Rite Aid. And he retired a while ago, and he worked for the VA for 5 or 6 years after he retired from Rite Aid, and then he worked for Continuing Care, which was a nursing home facility. He only worked a couple days a week, but he still wanted to practice. What do we do for fun? Well, we just moved to Londonderry Village. So for fun, for the last 2 months, it's been straightening out our place, moving boxes, but we go to the gym, we go to the Gap, we like to walk at the Gap. My husband, we usually walk in the parking lot because often the paths are muddy, and we don't want to get muddy.